Well, welcome back into the vintage kitchen here at the Norfolk Farm on Gardener's Cottage channel, and today's recipe is going to show you how to prepare a really lovely tomato soup, a rustic whole tomato soup. If you, like me, have been growing tomatoes over the summer season, by this time of the year we've got a surplus of tomatoes, and these have been my particular favourite out of all the different varieties we've grown here. It's a heritage Italian variety called San Marzano. Really nice big plum tomato, lovely beef steak centre to it. But it doesn't matter what tomatoes you've been growing, even if you've been on the sort of normal English varieties, the Moneymaker, the Gardener's Delight. I mean, we've grown a whole different variety of tomatoes here, and they can all go into this soup, and we're going to use a complete mixture. This is just what's come back from the vegetable garden this afternoon. All we're going to do preparing these is to wash them, remove the green stalks, cut them in half. I'm going to fill this baking tray. I'm also going to use one of our homegrown onions and 3 or 4 garlic cloves that I'm going to roast up with a drizzle of olive oil. And this soup recipe is so simple and easy to prepare, but absolutely delicious. I don't want you to get too hung up on the proportions or ratios of tomatoes to onions or garlic. You can mess around with those to your heart's content, because obviously the content of the tomatoes and the variety of tomatoes is going to be a little variable anyway. So just experiment with the standard sort of rough proportions that we're going to show you today, and I think you'll find this soup recipe is so easy and the end product so delicious that it's something you'll want to repeat and make seasonally for years to come. So let's get on. I'm going to cut my way through all these, clean them up, and get that baking tray more or less full. So let's do that now. Well, that was easy. Here's when you video it. Just roughly chop them in halves. That's all you've got to do. These San Marino are lovely. Just look at those. Really beefy, meaty tomato. Very little sort of jelly around the seeds. Now, the onions are roughly chopped. I've got 4 garlic cloves in there, and all I'm going to do is give it a really good drizzle with a good quality first press olive oil. Don't be mean with it, because you're going to put this into an oven for quite some time. I'm going to roast them in this Aga. Probably, I'm going to check them after 45 minutes, but they'll probably need an hour in there. Don't put them at the top of the oven. You don't want these to brown or blacken. You're more baking them, but you do want to roast them as well to get a little bit of caramelization. But the riper your tomatoes, the better this soup's going to be. So even if they're a little on the soft side and beyond eating, they'll make an excellent soup. So let's open this Aga. Work my way round the golden doodle, and in it goes, in towards the bottom of this roasting oven on the Aga. This is running at around 190, 195, and I'm going to set a timer and come back and have a look at that in 45 minutes. That's all the cooking involved. Well, here is my roast tomato, onion and garlic mix. Been in this Aga oven for an hour in total, and it's really nice and soft. The onions cooked through, just a tiny little bit of caramelization, but I think I'm going to get away with that. Now what you want to do is transfer this into a tall jar. And it's very tricky to do this one-handed while I'm videoing. Trying not to steam up my lens. So I'm going to fill this tall jar. You could use a Pyrex bowl or dish, but you want something quite deep to do this, because the next stage in this soup recipe is to liquidize the whole thing. So a nice deep container. This one's ideal because it's got a lid that goes on it, and it actually allows us to store the finished soup in the fridge and just portion it out and microwave it warm. So I'm going to push these down a bit because they're going to be liquidized fully. And I'm actually going to tip this up now and get the rest of that tomato mix into that container. So here we are, a very full container of roast tomato, onion and garlic mix. Only thing I'm going to add to that, because it's got plenty of liquid in it, is a level dessert spoon of, this is vegan bouillon, which is like a vegetable stock. You can use any vegetable stock, but You will note that I've not seasoned, peppered or salted the tomatoes at all. And now that all that's left to do is to liquidize this very carefully. I'm going to have to be very careful seeing it so full. I'm going to completely liquidize it. This is never going to be a smooth soup. It's supposed to be a rustic, coarse. It's got all the goodness from the skins, all the seeds, everything in there. And there you go. I'm happy with that. I don't want to over liquidize it. A beautiful thick consistency. Just look at that. Ready to serve that straight away. Serving suggestions we'll show you on the graphic picture we put, but season it to taste if it's not got enough salt in from the stock. Little drizzle of creme fraiche or double cream if that's what you like. We do sometimes cook this in with chilies that we grow here on the farm as well, but if you're serving this for kids or somebody that doesn't like it too hot or chilly-ish, then it's very nice just to add a drizzle of chili oil with some fresh chopped chilies in along the top or even over the creme fraiche or fromage frais that's been added. It just creams it up into a cream of tomato soup. But actually, I hope you'd agree, on its own, this is an absolutely beautiful, quick, simple, easy, 4 ingredients. Use up all those surplus overripe tomatoes at the end of season and it's absolutely delicious. If you want to freeze this into portions, that's a great idea, and you can also use it as any tomato based stock. Substitute for passata when you're cooking over the winter period. Just get a block out from the freezer and use that as a substitute where you would previously cook through tomatoes and onions. Thanks for watching. I hope you make this. Do give me your feedback. I hope you enjoy it.